Hello, all you beautiful people, and welcome to the Voice of Reality podcast. Or if you've been here before, welcome back, of course. It still feels so surreal saying that, but I just love it. And I love having this platform with you all to navigate through life together and unravel all those ifs and buts as we go. But yeah, how are we all feeling this week? How has the week been? How's the day going? Thank you all for tuning in and listening as always. This week for myself has just felt so good. It feels so good to be back because the week before I was so sick. So I couldn't get to the gym, had no energy, and my appetite was like zero. I always say as well, like when you have weeks where you are sick or weeks that are a little bit lower, they always make you feel better for the weeks that you actually can show up and the weeks that you're able to tick your boxes. So I was definitely taking that for granted for a minute there. And as soon as I got sick, I was like, never again. I am so excited to get back into my routine and to have energy again. So anyone going about their day to day today and listening to this, do not take it for granted. Show up for yourself, do what needs to be done, because there will come a day or times when you can't and you will wish that you could. And we're always the same. It's also getting extremely spicy here in Spain, like very, very hot. It has been kind of raining and on and off for the past month or so, but over the past week or two, it has been getting hot, to say the least. And I just think training in the heat is a little bit of hell and back. I will not lie. I think I prefer training in the cold. There, I said it. Like I love the sun. I love hot weather, but training in the warm, like intensity hot weather is a lot. And I always feel like I'm literally dripping sweat. I'm like falling off the machines and I can barely catch my breath. So I do think I actually prefer training in cold and kind of winter months. Just think you can perform a lot better. It's obviously not as intense just being able to breathe. You're actually being, the intensity is coming from your training, not from the heat. But yeah, also just a huge thank you so much for the love, the support on the first episode. I was so nervous for the first episode and for getting it out there. And honestly, I thought like kind of editing a podcast and getting a podcast up would be so much easier than it was. I was pulling my hair out. I was going bald last week trying to edit and get that podcast up. Not for you all, but just even for my own sake. I was just like, I said I'm putting this up on Monday. I need to get this up. And it was a lot. I am not an IT whiz at all. I can do the bare minimum on my laptop. So when it came to obviously trying to do all this, it was rather tough, I won't lie. But I am just so happy that you all enjoyed it because it made it worth it for sure. And if always, just continue to share, follow, comment. I love to see you all as we go and giving you that virtual hug as I see you sharing it and listening. And as well as that, if there's ever any feedback, please know it is always welcome. The good, the bad, or the ugly. I am absolutely here for it. Last week, I was obviously test running the podcast and I played it for my boyfriend. And he literally told me that I was talking way too fast. So that's always amazing. So I knew I had to tone that down a bit. But again, all this actual criticism and feedback is what makes the podcast better, is what makes this space better for you all as well. So never be afraid to reach out and ask questions, or if there's guests, or if there's topics, or if there's something you would like me to maybe incorporate in, I am all ears and I'm always here for open suggestions. But yeah, another thing that I have been incorporating into my life over the past 2 weeks, maybe even three, is getting up and going for a walk every morning. I get up, I'd say half an hour before normal. I go for a walk. The walk is about 20-25 minutes, and it has just really, really opened my mindset and my attitude for the day. So I just thought I would add this in because anyone that is, feeling down or wants to just make a small change, I would say get up and get some fresh air first thing in the morning if you can. Going out for that walk every morning has just made my life so much better, as well as obviously getting my step count because I am awful for getting my steps up. I'm obviously always behind a laptop and, working behind the screen doesn't allow a lot of room to get your steps up to that 10K mark. So I think getting up and doing it before has really, really helped me. But listening to a podcast, getting some fresh air in the mornings, it is always going to do you the world of good. And hey, you could listen to this podcast and tune in to any that will help you, or just some music, just anything that you like. You can obviously get out and get going. So on this week's episode, we will be chatting about progress and the reality of it when it comes to the worlds that we currently live in. As we know, life is pretty fast paced. And sometimes within this, we can steer in the wrong directions. So today we are going to understand what really needs to be done to keep going and to actually get to the goals that you wish. One thing I've noticed is how we are so used to the instant, to the now, to results, to quicker, faster, and better. And the world that we currently live in right now is just so instant and everything's at our fingertips. Think about the internet. It is absolutely crazy what we can do with the internet these days. Amazon, you want something? You can literally get it delivered the next day. You don't even have to move from your house. You can click a button and have next day delivery. I want something, it's on my doorstep. And it is honestly one of the craziest things how instant it is. If I want to find out some information, I'm on Google and I have it literally within 2 minutes. Do you understand that 50 years ago, not even, you'd have to go to a library to find out a piece of information? You would actually have to get up and walk and get the book that you needed and go to the part that you want to read. And that is how you would find out this information. Whereas now, we literally click our fingers, we're on Google, and within seconds, it's in front of us. Watching a movie on Netflix or on your dodgy stick. I know I have a dodgy stick, absolutely love it. And you can literally get every single movie on that thing before it's even in the cinema. I remember years ago having to go to the cinema to pay into the cinema or go to a DVD rental shop to watch a movie. Now, clicking our fingers and it is literally there in our homes on the screen as soon as we wish. And it's always something that I remember going to the DVD rental shop. It was Extravision. I don't know if any of you remember it, but you'd wait for it to come out of the cinemas and it would be there. You'd go in, you'd rent it, and you'd be so excited to go home and watch it because you had waited so long for this. And now it really is that you can go on Netflix or you can go online and you can stream these things. And it just is another factor of the instant world that we live in. Think about sitting in the hairdressers. You pay 60 to €100. You see your results straight away. Within hours, your hair could be a different color. Same with your nails. You pay for your nails to be done. You're sitting there and right in front of you, they change and you can see the results of them. So what we have here, okay, is just instant results, instant glory and instant gratification. We are spoiled. We have absolutely everything at our fingertips. And sometimes this isn't a good thing, especially when it comes to goals, when it comes to success, and it comes to actually making progress. Because guess what? This isn't how you succeed. And this isn't how you get results. If you have a goal in mind, you will not get to it instantly. Yet the world has us accustomed to this way of life. So having a goal, we think, not that we think it's going to happen overnight, I know this, but we are so used to everything else happening instantly and happening now and fast and quick that when we actually don't get something instantly and something isn't as fast, it's a little bit of a hindrance to us. And we're so accustomed to this that it's a little bit of, it's a little bit of a disappointment. Success is not overnight. It's not an Amazon next day delivery. It's not a Google search bar. And it's not getting your nails done and seeing them done within the hour after paying your €60. It is earned. Progress is hard work. It's time, it's dedication, and it's effort. We have been so doctored to everything being now, quick, and instant that as soon as something takes longer than we think or takes time, we quit and give up. How sad is that? When you really think about it, like how sad is it that because we are so accustomed and doctored to instant results, we give up if something takes a little bit longer. But let's just take a deeper look and delve into this a little bit more. So, who listening here has been on a weight loss journey or a fitness journey and gave up as soon as they haven't seen results? I know I've been there before. I've been in a time where as soon as I didn't see something come through, as soon as I didn't see abs after a week, I threw in the towel. Who else has thrown in the towel after a few weeks of trying and just got fed up when they didn't see the progress, when they didn't see the work pay off? Think of a skill you might have tried and never gave it enough time to actually be good at. Think of any type of sport. Most of the time, you or me will not just walk into a sport and be amazing at it and go to the Olympics. That does not happen. You need to practice, you need to give it time, and you need to actually show up and give this enough dedication and effort to get good at it. But yet, a lot of us will start something and never see it through. The reason you're giving up and the reason we are so quick to throw in the towel is because we are lacking one thing. And that is the practice of delayed gratification. The one thing this instant world will never teach us. The instant world, the right now, the right here, the quicker, faster, better will never teach us a thing about delayed gratification. But that is why I'm here too. So what exactly is delayed gratification? This is the practice of long-term sacrifices for long-term gains and goals. It's learning how to invest into yourself and into the goals that you want. Practicing delayed gratification is one of the greatest gifts you can honestly give to yourself, as you're allowing yourself to do the things needed to get to where you want to be without getting instant results in that moment, or even the next day, week, or month. You are giving yourself time, the time that's needed in such a fast-paced world, and this is something we all lack. We all lack patience, and it's because of the world that we live in. You go to the gym today, you're not going to see those results tomorrow morning. Even though I know we've all went searching for abs after our first gym session or first class. I know myself, after my first boxercise class, I came home and I was literally like, where are my bicep muscles? Where's my back veins? Where are my abs? And we've all been there where we want the instant results. Of course we do. But over time, every single gym session will accumulate, and every single day you show up will matter and get you to that end goal. The one session standing alone doesn't matter, but every session standing together will. Let's say you want to become a doctor or any profession that requires practice. Do you think you could walk into the operation room tomorrow and just begin? Because I know for sure I would not be allowing you to operate on me. No offense. You would need to undergo a lot of years of hard work, of studying, and of college. You would need to put in that work and show up for yourself every damn day to get to this goal and truly reap the success. We are not in charge of time itself, but we are in charge of the direction in which we go in. People get so caught up in how long something's going to take. Let's be real. We all get caught up in how long something's going to take or how long we have to do something in order to get to where we need to go. Even when you think of getting into your car and driving where you need to go, you don't know the exact time it will take to get there. But you know if you go in the correct direction, you're going to get there regardless. And always remember that direction is so much more important than time. People are so focused on getting it done now that they actually just fail to finish. They don't care about the direction because it's so time focused. If you want to create the best version of yourself, you have to be willing to give it effort and time. And you have to be willing to not give up when things get hard. And in this world, this is a hard thing to do because we are never ever practicing delayed gratification itself because everything is at our fingertips. The people willing to put in the work and willing to give it time are the people that will see the wins and see success. All those people you look up to at the minute, all those people you look on at and wish and want, they are people that gave it time and practiced delayed gratification every single day. They did not get there overnight. I know myself, when I had this goal and I had this vision of helping as many people as possible, I didn't just go asleep one night and wake up the next day with it on my lap. I mean, I wish that is what happened, and I wish that was something that we could do. But at the same time, you need to actually work for it, and it makes it so much more rewarding. I've been doing this for nearly 4 years now. And guess what? I'm actually still not where I want to be. And that's the thing. With progress, with success, and with goals, there's always more that you can do. But I will never give up or quit just because I can't see the results right now in this moment does not mean that it won't eventually all piece together. And every day I am practicing delayed gratification, knowing that it will all be worth it. I know it takes time, and I'm willing to put in a lot of hard work, a lot of hours, a lot of effort, and a hell of a lot of patience to go where I need to go. I never thought I was a patient person, also, can I just say, until I had goals and I actually had to learn how to be. But this is the beauty of delayed gratification. It's not instant, it's not easy, and it weeds out a lot of the people that actually don't want it and don't care. People who quit at the first hurdle and just want it now are people not willing to continue, not willing to find solutions, and don't really care about trying harder when things get tough. It's easier to quit. And this is something I always say. It is so easy to just quit and give up because you will easier and quicker go back to old habits than you will create new ones. So that's why when things get hard, when you come to obstacles and hurdles, the first thing you think of is quitting and going backwards. But after this podcast and after this episode, I know that that's not what's going to be happening. The hard part is continuing and knowing it's not always going to be easy. There is no easy route, and as they all say, there's no staircase to success, which I absolutely agree with. You have to be willing to earn it. And anyone listening who has goals and who is getting after progress, you know how good it feels to actually get to those goalposts and those wins and to see these things come through because you know you have earned it and there was no other way around it. There was no shortcuts, there was no staircase. You plain and simple earned your way there. And one of my favorite analogies is the one of the bamboo shoot. And this is something that when I heard it, it really resonated with me. So with the bamboo shoot, you plant the seed and it is someone's ability to wait and water this seed for as long as it takes. I cannot imagine the first person to do this, by the way, because it must have been hell, wondering when this was going to happen and what was going to happen. But with a bamboo seed, you plant it, you wait, you water, and you shed light on it. You nurture it. And it takes up to 5 years for that seed to sprout to the surface. 5 years. Someone watering it, someone waiting, someone shedding light and nurturing it for 5 years, not having a clue if it will even come to life and if it will even come to the surface. And the day it sprouts, it can grow up to 80 feet in a matter of weeks. Do you understand how amazing that is? That you wait 5 years for it to just sprout and to be seen, but it can grow up to 80 feet within weeks and days after that. It's someone's ability to wait, it's someone's ability to nurture, and they know that it's not a quick result, but they are willing to do it because they will reap the rewards in the long run. During your journey of getting after goals and getting to the results that you actually want to see, you'll need a tool that takes skill. And this tool is that of discipline. I'll be talking about this a lot on a different episode, but just to tip into it here as it is so important as we do obviously practice delayed gratification. Discipline is so important day to day. And even just with the smallest of things like making your bed, drinking enough water, getting your steps in, studying, smallest things, discipline needs to be practiced every single day. And remember, you don't need to go and take 1,000 steps all at once. You just need to take one. And every day, allow all of those ones to build upon one another and taking that extra step. One small step won't get you to the top of the mountain. I get that. I'm not oblivious. But think bigger than this. See the bigger picture. When you continue and take thousands of steps after, you will get to the peak. And you will be so grateful for it. You're going to have to accept and be okay with delayed gratification and practicing this. If you want to succeed and progress, you'll need to practice and block out the noise. Block out the instant world that we live in. I've been in the gym for 10 years. Honestly, when I say that, I'm like, how on earth has it been a decade? Because I still feel like I'm 17. And people will say to me, you're so lucky to look that way, or you're so lucky to have your willpower. And how do you do it? What's the secret sauce? The secret sauce is to stop looking for instant gratification, instant quick fixes, and just simple results. The secret sauce is that there is no secret. As ironic as it sounds, it is just hard work and it is earning your place at where you want to be. The secret sauce is relying on yourself and showing up every day, even with it being delayed and with you knowing that day to day, you're not going to see results straight away. You won't see them tomorrow, you won't see them this week, or maybe not even this month, but it is all for a bigger picture and a bigger goal in sight. It is an investment and an investment into your future self. And future you, can I just say, is absolutely rooting and cheering and screaming you on. They cannot wait for you to actually get there and get to that place. And when you get there, you are going to be grateful that you took action every single day. Knowing that results aren't easy and results aren't instant, but you won't give up. As a coach, I see this all of the time. After 3 or 4 weeks of hard work, and people obviously then start questioning and wondering why on earth they're doing what they're doing and why they're bothering. Even though they're seeing progress, they're not seeing enough. And they think that they should be seeing more. And this then leads them to think that what they're doing isn't working, or it allows them to think that they should just give up because maybe it's just not for them. They don't see the progress they wanted to. So what's the point? I will always remind them, and I'm here reminding you of why you started. Because that feeling you had and that feeling of change and wanting to do and be better when you began is the feeling you should be holding on to every single day. I always say to bottle up your why, to bottle up that feeling and sip on it the days that you feel like giving up. Because it is that change that you wanted, and that should be enough of a driving push to get you forward. It's not that feeling that you weren't where you wanted to be. Maybe you didn't feel confident in your skin, you didn't have enough knowledge. Maybe every time you stepped onto the gym floor, you felt anxious. And maybe you didn't even feel fit and healthy and you just wanted to change these things. But always know your why and to know what your goal is and hold on to that every single day so that you never, ever give up on yourself. There are so many reasons why people start and begin. But you need to hold on to this reason in order to get past the obstacles, the bumps, and all of the hurdles. Because there will be some that come up and creep up, and you're going to want to take the easy route, and you're going to want to quit. As I said, it is so easy to go back to old ways rather than create new ones. And it's so easy to quit, and that's why we will always resort to that. But after this episode, you know that you are no quitter and that you are practicing delayed gratification every single day. If you quit now, you'll go back to the start. You will go back to where you began, and nobody wants that. But if you continue, you might just end up where you want to be. When you begin, as we all know, you're full of excitement and you're full of motivation. And I could genuinely talk about motivation for weeks. And I hope you all know I really hate the word motivation and just referring to it in general, because it really is so irrelevant when it comes to progress and goals. I mean, I wish that we all just had a switch that we could press to feel motivated and that we could rely on it, but it's not that simple. Starting your journey or anything new, you're pumped, you're ready, you're excited. But it's when the excitement dies down and when the motivation wears thin, which it will, that is inevitable, when you truly see if you want it or not, and you truly start to practice that delayed gratification and putting in the hard work for your long-term results. This work you're doing, even when you don't want to, is building the version of you that you want to bring to life. And please remember this, there's always going to be failing points and harder points. But you need to be willing to continue and you need to be willing to take them as lessons. The reality is everyone wants their results now. The reality is that in the world we live in, it's not doing us any good when it comes to working hard and progress. The reality is it's not instant. It never was and it never will be. And the reality is that success takes time and it takes work, but earning it makes it feel all that much better. So if you've gotten this far, thank you so much for listening. And if you are listening to this episode, I know that you are someone who wants to level up and wants to change in some shape or form. I hope this episode has opened your eyes up to what it takes and what you need to do to get that shit done. And it has allowed you to realize that it does not happen overnight, but it will be so worth it when you get there. Don't forget to share and tag away, of course, so I can see you all and obviously thank you all as much as possible for being here with me. It never goes unnoticed either. But for now, let me leave you with this. If it's taking time, good. If it feels hard, even better. That means you're doing something right. That means you are earning it. So please keep going and do not give up on yourself or all those investments that you have already made and continue to make. Do not allow this instant world to take your progress away from you. You deserve to achieve those goals. Even if it isn't happening right now and as quickly as you wish, you're still going to get there. And please know this, if you ever have down days or doubts, and if you ever feel like you don't believe in yourself, please know I'm over here believing in you, and I'm over here rooting for you.